Hello. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible to all?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we'll wait for a few minutes because students are joining still. And only one means very small point is remaining, right? So we'll see that point, which is a part of equation which we have seen in last lecture. Okay, so today it's the ISC paper of EME, okay, electromagnetic engineering. All of you have to prepare for both chapters, okay, and our two chapters are completed. So we'll start now. Hello, is screen visible to all? Blank screen is visible to all? Yes or no? Blank screen is visible to all? Hello, am I audible? Okay, just say yes. Okay. Now, what we have seen the equation for energy stored in an electric field. Okay, we are finding the equation for energy stored or energy density. Okay, energy density. Okay, they may ask you the equation for energy stored also. So that time you have to write the equation for WE is equal to 1 upon 2 summation. We have seen the equation WE is equal to 1 upon 2 summation from this I is equal to 1 to N of this QI into VI in joules. Okay, up to this equation we have seen, we obtain equation for the energy stored up to this point. Actually we are finding energy density, right? How we find this? We are considering one free space. We are considering one free space. When this is a free space, if this is free space, what is the concept behind this? How we are taking the equations? Okay, writing the equation. So this is free space, no any charge is there. So if we are considering one charge Q1, when I move this charge Q1 from this position towards this in this free space, okay, to this position P1, now there will be charge Q1 here. Charge Q1 position is here now at P1, okay, but this charge Q1 is not doing any work because there is no any previous charge. Okay, if there is already one charge, then this charge has to do the work against the force of the previous charge, but there is free space, that's why this charge has to it is not necessary to do any work. Okay, from when it is going from this Q1 or from infinity to position P1. Okay, now if I consider charge Q2 here. Again, I move this charge Q2 to position P2. Then what will happen? While moving this charge, already the field of this charge Q1 will exist, and this Q1 will exert the force to this Q2. Okay. Now here Q2 will be there, but this Q2 has to do some work against okay, so it has to do the work against this its force. Okay, against its force. Now again, if I consider the charge Q3 is moved against from the infinity to position P3 Now this Q3 has to do work against which charges? Against which charges? Against this Q1 and Q2. Okay, there will be force exerted by this Q1 also and by this Q2 also. Okay, so it has to do the work against this Q1 and Q2. Okay, against this Q1 and Q2. So we have seen the equations for the work done. Okay, then according to that, if there are number of charges, we have seen the equation for the number of charges. Okay, then if this W is equal to what is the work done? What is work done formula? It is V into Q or Q into V, right? Because our potential V is equal to work done in moving charges from one point to another point. At least remember this formula. V is equal to W upon Q. Then this W is equal to Q into V or V into Q. Now we have written the equations for this potential. Okay. By considering the equation of potential, that is V is equal to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R. Okay. So we considered this equation and we have written all equations for this potential and the work done. We obtained this formula for the energy stored or this work done. W is equal to 1 upon 2 in summation from I is equal to 1 to n of Qi Vi joules. Okay, because here we are considering the n number of charges which are moved from infinity to the free space or to any space. Okay, now I told you that whatever be the energy stored in this region, okay, we are storing the energy in this region, and if there are number of charges, okay, here we are considering very few charges, but if there are number of charges are there, okay, n number of charges are there, then means if there is a continuous charge distribution. Okay, so the energy stored if there is continuous charge distribution. If there is continuous charge distribution, this dq, okay, we are considering the number of charges. So for small charge, we are considering dq is given by dq is equal to rho v into dv. Okay, as we are considering this as one volume. Okay, we can consider any volume. So in that, a small charge is dq, whose charge density is rho v, and that small volume is dv. Okay, so according to we can find the charge. This q is equal to volume integral of this rho v into dv. Okay, rho v into dv. Now this we have to find we, which is equal to this is equal to 1 upon 2 summation of this qi and vi. Okay, summation of qi and vi. So this q is nothing but the volume integral of rho v into dv. Okay, rho v into dv into again this v. Okay, we have to consider. So I'll write this equation as WE is equal to 1 upon 2 volume integral of rho v into v dv. Okay, rho v into v dv. I'll erase this. Okay, now we know the point form of Gauss law, right? So what is point form of Gauss law? So according to, we derived one equation in this chapter only. So what is point form of Gauss law? Yes, anyone? What is point form of Gauss law? Hello. What is point form of Gauss law? Anyone? Del dot d bar is equal to rho v, right? So it is del dot d bar is equal to rho v. Okay, this is the point form of Gauss law. Now we have to use this for equation of WE. Okay, so how we can write this equation? WE can be written as WE is equal to 1 upon 2 volume integral of this rho v. Rho v is equal to del dot d bar. Del dot d bar into v dv. Into v dv. Okay, now there is one vector identity. Okay, so by using this vector identity, we can write this equation. So vector identity is del dot v into d bar. Okay, del dot v into d bar is equal to v into del dot d bar, v into del dot d bar plus d bar dot plus d bar dot del into v, d bar dot del into v. Okay, so from this equation, what we are having? We are having this v into del dot d bar. Okay, v into del dot d bar. So we can write this equation in terms of this. Okay, so this del dot d bar, del dot d bar into v is equal to, this equation is equal to del dot v into d bar, del dot v into d bar minus d bar dot del into v, minus d bar dot del into v. Okay, so I have just taken this to the left side. Okay, so you have to remember this vector identity because there are what we can say standard formulae. Okay, means if you solve this, okay, if you verify this, you will get the right hand side is equal to left hand side. Okay, so some identities are there in this EME, and sometimes means I only for this derivation only this identity is required. Okay, just like this is just like your formula, you can say like dot product, cross product, etc. Okay, now we have to put this equation in equation of this WE. So we can write this WE is equal to 1 upon 2 volume integral of this del dot d bar into v. So what is this del dot d bar into v? It is del dot v into d bar minus d bar dot del into v. okay, into this dv, into this dv. So all of you got this equation up to this point? Any problem? And you just talk because I have to minimize screen to check the chat. Yes, समजलंय का इथपर्यंत सगळ्यांना? Yes or no? Okay, when you will see the whole equation, you will understand. But whatever equation we have seen in last lecture, we have seen up to this WE point only. So remaining equation only we are seeing now here. Okay. So any doubt? Yes or no? Anyone in the lecture? Not it.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll erase the left side here. Now you have to come here. And while writing equations, write it sequentially. Okay. Now we are having this equation. Just split this. WE is equal to 1/2 volume integral of this del dot V into d bar, okay, into dv, and minus, again it is 1/2 volume integral of d bar dot del into v into dv. I just splitted this equation, okay, written it separately. Now this is del dot v into d bar, right? This is del dot v into d bar. Now we know the divergence theorem, right? We know the divergence theorem. So what is divergence theorem? Using this divergence theorem, okay, using divergence theorem, okay, Aleka, just a minute. So here, so using this divergence theorem, So what is divergence theorem? Can anyone tell me the divergence theorem? Yes, we obtain first the Gauss law, and from Gauss law we have seen the divergence theorem. So what is divergence theorem? Okay, what is Gauss law? What is Gauss law? In integral form, Q is equal to
psi.
Q is equal to psi. But in integral form, this Q is equal to closed surface integral of d bar dot ds bar. Okay, this is Q. And also we know this Q is equal to volume integral of rho v into dv. And this rho v is nothing but, according to point form of Gauss law, this rho v is equal to del dot d bar. So this is simple way to remember your divergence theorem. We have to equate the Gauss law and the equation for charge Q in terms of volume integral. Okay, so using divergence theorem, we know that this volume integral of rho v dv, rho v is nothing but del dot d bar. That's why it is divergence. Okay, because this is del dot d bar is nothing but the divergence. Okay, so del dot d bar into dv is equal to closed surface integral of this d bar dot ds bar. Okay, now we can write this equation. Okay, we have to write this equation in means this above equation in terms of this del dot d bar. Okay, in terms of this del dot d bar is equal to closed surface integral of d bar dot ds bar. Okay, means we have to consider 1 as a surface integral. So if the term is in terms of del dot d bar and if there is a volume integral, so instead of this del dot d bar, so this volume integral of del dot d bar into dv is equal to the closed surface integral of this d bar dot ds bar. Right now, means I can replace this quantity by this term. Okay, I can replace this term by this closed surface integral term, right? So which is here any that quantity having del dot d bar and also volume integral. So this is the first term only. Okay, so I can write this WE. I can write this WE is equal to 1 upon 2 volume integral of. This is volume integral. So I can write this volume integral is equal to closed surface integral. So instead of volume integral, we will write here the closed surface integral. Okay, it is closed surface integral of this d bar. Okay, d bar ka hai? Now here d bar is equal to v into d bar. Okay, so it is v into d bar dot ds bar. Remember, dot is there. Dot ds bar minus 1 upon 2. Now right side, this side will remain same. It is 1 upon 2 volume integral of this d bar dot del into v into dv. Okay. Now we know that what is the formula for potential? What is formula for potential? Potential V is equal to, I'll erase the right side now. This V is equal to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 R. Means what? Your potential V is proportional to 1 divided by R. Right? Potential V is proportional to 1 divided by R. And if we consider this D, okay, if we consider this D, means what is D? Electric flux density. And what is equation for D? What is D bar? D bar is equal to, tell me fastly, what is equation for D? Yes. What is equation for D?
Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught.
4 pi? 4 pi? Anyone? Not audible. 4 pi. Is there epsilon?
R square.
Only R square. Right. 4 pi R square into unit vector A bar R. Because this D bar is equal to epsilon E bar or epsilon 0 E bar. That's why epsilon is not there in the term of this D bar. Okay. Now if we consider this D bar is proportional to 1 upon R square. Okay. 1 upon R square. Means if we take the product of these two, if we take V into D bar, what is the term here? V into D bar, right? So if I take V into D bar, then what will happen? This whole term will be proportional to 1 upon R cube, right now? Right, because V is proportional to 1 upon R and D bar is proportional to 1 upon R square. So if I multiply this, if I take V into d bar, then its product will be proportional to 1 upon r cube. Okay, 1 upon r cube. पण इथे कोणतं इंटेग्रल दिले? कोणतं इंटेग्रल दिले? सरफेस दिले का वॉल्यूम दिले? Which integral we are taking here? Yes. Hello. Which integral is taken? Surface integral is there, right? We are taking here the surface integral. So what happens here actually? So when we are taking surface integral, okay, when we are taking surface integral, actually this V into d bar is proportional to 1 upon r cube. Okay, V into d bar is proportional to 1 upon r cube, but this ds means it is the small differential surface area, and this small differential surface area always varying with square. Okay, this area is varying with square. We are considering the units also, meter square. Okay, so this area varies with square. So if we take the total integral, so it varies as 1 upon r only. Okay, it will vary as 1 upon r because this surface integral varies with square. It is varying with square, and the remaining will be only 1 upon r. Remaining will be only 1 upon r. So if this surface becomes more large, okay, so if the surface becomes more large, okay, so actually now it is having some limit. If it is having some limit, but if it becomes large, means if we are considering that one infinity, and if we take this 1 upon r, which is equal to 1 upon infinity, then it will become 0. Okay, so if it becomes 0, the closed surface integral, okay, is 0. Okay, its closed surface integral is 0. So you just remember here, I told you this only for your understanding. No need to explain this in examination also. Okay, because you will get confused here. I told this concept only for your understanding. You just make this term 0 here. Okay, make this term 0.